The first film we can check out is Disclosure Day from Steven Spielberg. We will watch the trailer on YouTube. So here is the trailer. It looks like not bad. 17 million views. Number 3 on Movies Trending, which is probably not a real surprise. I mean, this definitely should. I mean, if it's good or bad, it should bring in a fairly big audience, right? You know? So yeah, we can check out this trailer, which is a long trailer. Jesus. Come on. I feel like, doesn't Spielberg have enough of an audience that he doesn't need, like, they don't need to show anything, you know? I think we're gonna show up to see a Spielberg movie. You don't really need to sell us much, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's, I don't know. I've heard that they show spoilers in the trailer. So get ready, you know? Maybe in the last 40 seconds, don't watch this trailer maybe, or look away, I guess, because, I don't know. At least the movie's here. At least we're not spoiled. Yeah, oh, I wasn't, you know, till now. At least like months ago, you know? So anyway, here is the trailer.
I can see you.
I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters to really believe that we're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
What did you steal?
Secrets. People have a right to know the truth.
This is a story about us, all of us,
Good morning, Kansas City.
up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
What's happening to me? I'm frightened. I'm frightened out of my wits.
You don't need to be. You have someone else.
Daniel Kellner,
Who is this?
do not go back to the house. They found you. I don't know who you are, but they're gonna kill you.
The human race cannot accept what we know. We need to stop it any way we can.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
This 79-year cover-up of the truth has to end.
We're interrupting our coverage.
How will disclosure change us? I believe for the better. It will remind us of our capacity for empathy, and that there is something bigger out there than just ourselves.
The only way to know your purpose is to go back to where it all began.
I know you.
I know you do. What happened to us?
I used to say to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true? I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know
Can't go.
all of this is true?
Disclosure Day.
Okay, well, I'm just frowning because I feel like that's the spoiler stuff. So, like, Jesus. Why? And this is also a trailer where it's accompanied by the director, one of those explanation kind of a trailer, whatever. I think that a lot of those shots are from the third act. So, I don't know what to say. Okay, it looks great. It looks crazy. It looks really great. The music's cool. Maybe it's for the trailer. Hopefully not. Maybe it is. But yeah, I like the. I think the Emily Blunt did the alien language on her own or something. Like she actually did it rather than ADR or whatever, post or somebody else doing it or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's so dumb. So what? The animals are the aliens the whole time or something? Or they've been here and they're which, if this is based off of actual stuff that maybe Spielberg was able to find out on his own, you know, like he paid for some info or something, or like bribed, you know, some agent, and the agent was like, yes, it is true. Like, what? You know, or something like that, or whatever. I don't know why is he in the movie? You know, they should do that. He should be in the movie as like whatever, you know, something. But be in the movie like he's heading off like a research team, you know, or whatever. Because it looks like, I mean, obviously the stuff he's saying, this is all true. Are you in the movie? Are you in character? Or do you actually know something? Is this, you know, maybe this is like the FBI or whoever's in charge of the alien stuff, you know? They are trying to disclose this to us in the most easiest way, and that is through film, where we don't know if it's real or not, and we probably assume it's probably not real. And it turns out that this is actually real, right? Like after this movie comes out in the next week or two, the aliens will like show themselves to us, you know? Yeah, I don't know. That'd be hilarious, I think. So down here there are 9,290 comments. Someone said that is an insane transition from the deer face and eyes to the alien face and eyes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this looks really cool. The shot's so awesome. Again, those look really cool. Don't show us that until we get there and we're like, what? You know, does that mean they don't believe in the trailer? Like the studio, maybe the movie's not good then. And Spielberg thinks it's good, and the studio said, hey, there's test screenings, they weren't good. And or something, and here's the movie, and they said, hey, we need to really sell this movie because it's, I don't know, I don't get it. I don't know why selling a movie, it doesn't include not showing stuff. Like, or, you know, or even, like, Marvel edits their trailers, you know? They took Hulk out of Infinity War, right? Or something, I don't know, whatever. Whatever, he's in the armor or something. I think, yeah, they removed him or something, so you don't know he's there or whatever. But they've done that a lot in all of their movies. So they could have just changed the alien. I would have just have the alien not transform. It would have been a shot of the deer. That would have been it. And in the movie, they switched the graphics and it's the whole alien. Yeah, so it's very strange. The timing of this is definitely not a coincidence. Now, that's something I was thinking of too, is that they would have had to have planned this movie and shot the movie like a year ago, right? Or a year to now, or prior to now. And if maybe, you know, Trump or whoever, you know, I don't think he ever said he was going to release any UFO files. I think that is, you know, I'm on the side of believing it's a cover-up for the Epstein files, whatever, a distraction, you know, all that stuff, whatever. So I feel like because this must have been based off of something else, because if, you know, any president, whatever, you know, said, hey, we're going to release the files, or the UFO files, then, you know, it would have been like coinciding, like it would have, you know, it would have worked, it would have like been marketed alongside this or something, you know, it would have been more like a team effort or something to sell this movie and all that. So yeah, because it's like, did the current administration work with Spielberg, or the FBI work with Spielberg to make this movie? Like what I just said, that there are aliens and they don't want to scare us, so they're gonna sell it to us in the movie format where it's like fake, you know, and then like in upcoming weeks, the aliens are gonna present themselves and reveal themselves and be like, okay guys, you saw the movie, right? Okay, so it's true. That's a documentary. We're the animals, or whatever. I don't know. So, and that's the thing. I'm basing that off the spoiler that the animals are the alien, and that's what they showed in the movie, and that's what's going to be revealed as a spoiler or the twist in the third act, right? So that's what I'm thinking. And then somebody wrote, note to John Williams, who is in his 90s. Wow, is composing the music for this music. Okay, movie. That's dedication. I heard something that the score isn't amazing. I don't know. Aliens come to Earth. Boss, you're still coming into work though, right? Someone said, how will disclosure change us? We will still get to work every Monday, but with aliens somewhere. I guess. And then someone said, I can't believe Spielberg is going to be interviewed in his own movie. That's what I was thinking. You think that might be that might actually be true? I feel like it's an explanation. It's a trailer where the director accompanies the trailer, right? So it's more of a selling thing, but he could be in the movie, he's like a TV host in the movie, or he is a news anchor or something, right? Or a journalist, which is what I was saying. Some of the comments for it are saying, now that would be seriously breaking the fourth wall. And then someone replied to him saying, that's the third act, full disclosure of the fifth kind. Well, Scorsese appeared at the end of Killer of the Flower Moon in a similar fashion. Oh, what if Spielberg is an alien? He's the alien. Everyone says Elon Musk is an alien, or whoever else. What if Spielberg is an alien and he's an animal or alien, whatever, like in the movie, and he's doing this for his alien friends, that'd be hilarious. Because the things he's saying, this is all true. What do you know? Is this part of the movie or is this reality? Right? This is a biography, really. And then says, I'm forever grateful that we can still have summer blockbusters directed by Steven Spielberg and scored by John Williams. And then plot twist, Steven Spielberg is about to disclose himself as an alien being. That's exactly what I said. I know, that is the way he says, yeah, the way he says all of this is true sounds like a disclosure in itself. I gotta read the replies. What are people saying? Wouldn't be surprised. Most of the human species has alien DNA. We're an experiment. Wake up. Yeah, I had some deep thoughts about all of this stuff. My husband and I definitely aren't from around here. Wouldn't be surprised. And then somebody says, the way he says all of this is true sounds like a disclosure in itself. And somebody replied with, the truth is out there. And then somebody said, if you notice a coworker becoming emotionally distraught because of something in their personal life, it is best to report this to management. We cannot have people distracted by personal tragedies. And when they are supposed to be working, remember when the company is productive, we all benefit. Is that a fake comment? That's weird. A negative priming has been going on for decades. And then somebody replied with, nice, I just went over this term days ago. I don't know. He's a Viltrumite. That's funny. The way he says, I'm more inclined to believe, sounds like he doesn't know. Well, okay. It sounds, why would he say the last line is literally, this is true, or all of this is true, right? Without it having some meaning behind it or truth or something. Okay, so here is the IMDb page for Disclosure Day. It is PG-13. Now that is pretty cool. At least it's not rated R. That's awesome that, everybody can go and see it. So it's very important. And it's nice that, it's about aliens and, yeah, we all get to go see it. I'm trying to figure out what to compare this to. Isn't War of the Worlds kind of the most, best comparison in a way? But, not 100%. But just, I'm assuming the scale, or something, it's gonna be a pretty, big movie, I guess, big feeling and stuff. Then the other thing is that it's 2 hours and 25 minutes. That is crazy. The Masters of the Universe is 2 hours and 20 minutes or something. Definitely a long movie. Hopefully this movie isn't too long. I don't know. That I feel like this could get its point across in 2 hours. You know, I don't know about an hour and a half, but yeah, probably honestly, it would just force them to cut down all the fluff, you know, and get more to the point. Unless there's a lot of ideas in this movie and a lot of things, then yes, it needs 2 hours and 25 minutes. I'm trying to figure out how is this going to fit into Spielberg's style, you know? What is like actually going to be, what is actually going to be in the movie? Like, is it going to be sequences like his normal thing? Oh, like, it's so weird. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So now we'll go down and check all this other stuff. It is an alien invasion, conspiracy thriller, epic, sci-fi epic, suspense, mystery, action, drama, mystery, sci-fi thriller. Yeah. So and then the plot is: if you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? That's the plot of the movie. That's more like I don't know. That is so, I don't know. That's funny. That's the plot of the movie. Okay, what's this movie about? If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I guess it would. But what was the movie about? That's so weird. Let's see. So 6.9 stars so far. This movie, I think it has, I think the budget is at, I think it was 150 or something, I guess, and it needs to make 300 million worldwide to clear to be a clear success. So yeah, the trailer got 16 million views. That's good. And then yeah, 6.9 star rating. And it looks like it's like, I guess, liked so far. Check out the director first, Steven Spielberg. I don't know who this guy is. So yeah, we can go down and check out what he are like coming up with next. I haven't oh, Schindler's List. I haven't watched that in so long. Or E.T. I haven't watched that in a while. I was watching the, which one is it with the opening scene with young Indy, with the kid playing young Indy and they're on the train. I was watching that because it's like, see, Spielberg does like sequences, you know, I guess. I don't know. And I was trying to see like, how is he going to do that with this new movie? Let's see the stuff that he's been doing. He has Cape Fear, which is currently out, and that's a show. I have not watched that. This film, Disclosure Day, The Dinosaurs, wow, 7.5 stars, miniseries, 4 episodes, not bad. Tiny Loon's Looniversity, 6.3 stars, 15 episodes, wow, that's interesting. That must be like a side project or something. And then Jurassic World Chaos Theory, TV series, 39 episodes. That like two seasons maybe? I don't know. Well, 39 episodes. Jurassic World Chaos Theory. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then we have Hamnet, 7.8 stars. Jurassic World, which I think that's Josh O'Connor again, right? Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah, I heard that these Jurassic World movies got fairly kind of worse and stuff. Like they haven't been getting too much. They getting a little bit worse or something, but they made a lot of money though. Then you have Gremlins: Secrets of the Mogwai, by John Williams. I guess that's like maybe a documentary. Transformers 1. I really liked that movie. Oh, he executive produced it. I was gonna say. Let's see, producer, writer. Let's go down and check. Well, he probably, wow, he wrote that. Poltergeist, all that stuff. Let's go check his upcoming is Napoleon. What the heck? I thought the other one was kind of cool with what's his name? That guy, Joaquin Phoenix. I thought it was cool. They changed stuff apparently though. I don't know why. So he did, wow, West Side Story. Ready Player One. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I think I watched some of that. I don't think I've actually watched it all the way through. The BFG, I really like that. Bridge of Spies, Lincoln, Warhorse, The Adventures of Tintin. That might be my all-time Spielberg favorite film, honestly. I love that movie. It's just sequences. you know, paired with really good graphics, I guess, and all of that stuff. Crystal Skull was fun. War of the Worlds. Yeah, okay, see, I feel like this new movie is gonna be like a War of the Worlds, right? I think like that would be the most, the best comparison, I think. And then upcoming is Napoleon Untitled Frank Bullitt Project. And he has written pretty much all of Medal of Honor. Yeah, pretty much all of those. Well, no, he didn't. He write? No, he didn't write like those specific ones. What's it called? The Adventures of Tintin. That's pretty cool. And then yeah, writer. Upcoming is that, and then upcoming is a whole bunch of stuff. Wow, he's involved with a lot of things. So that's like too much stuff. Real Steel too. Napoleon. Wow. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The writer is David Koepp, and Steven Spielberg. I don't think I know this David Koepp too much. He is American film director. The Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull, Spider-Man, Panic Room. What else? Jurassic Park, and then The Lost World. Down here, Cold Storage. Really, I thought that was a fun movie. I really liked that. And Black Bag. Black Bag was interesting. I liked it more than the Rami Malek one, The Amateur or whatever. Black Bag. Well, no. Let me see. I thought the Rami Malek one, it could have used a better twist at the end. It was way too kind of cliche-ish. I liked what it was, I guess. Black Bag was nicely made, I think, but let me see. It was straightforward. I liked some of, yeah, you know what? No, I remember now. I did like it. Yeah, you know what? It was an interesting take on the whole thing. That was an entertaining movie. I think I had an issue or two, but it was very, I think I like that one. Cold Storage was really funny. I thought it was really fine. Liam Neeson is really good. I'm glad he's in that. I think he fits in that very well. And then this guy did Presents, A Dial of Destiny, Kimmy, You Should Have Left, The Mummy, that didn't do well. If that is a Tom Cruise one, whatever, yeah. They're trying to, Universal or whoever, they're trying to do this, this dark universe and have it be The Mummy, The Witch, Frankenstein, and do an Avengers thing. And they keep trying to do that, and this is the result. 5.4 stars. Unfortunate. Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, Premium Rush. That movie was weird. And then yeah, a bunch of other stuff. And then upcoming for this guy, he's got Westworld. What? Is that a movie? The Green Hornet and Kato again. What? It was just the Green Hornet with Seth Rogen, but Jesus. Michael Crichton and David Koepp. What is it? Westworld? I've only watched the movie. I've never watched the show or the movie. It's really early for this film. I don't know if it's a movie or not. And then the Green Hornet and Kato. Why? I feel like they really need to do a cheap series for these things. And if people want to show interest, they'll obviously show an interest. And they can make a full feature movie for the theater. And yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Follows wealthy publisher Britt Reed, who goes undercover at night to fight crime alongside his friend Kato. Okay, I guess that's his name. I don't know much about the Green Hornet character. Is it still really early and stuff? So it's still kind of new, whatever, I guess. So anyway, that's cool that guy is working on that. And I think that is, it seems Spielberg also wrote this. The stars are Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, and Colin Firth, and Eve Hewson. Let's see what Emily Blunt was in. I think she was in that, which one? Oh yeah, The Devil's Prada 2. The Smashing Machine. Oh my god. That movie is so incredible. I hate that it has a low rating. It was weird. It's different. But I thought it was so incredible. Really good movie. Really good movie. Oppenheimer, pretty crazy. The Quiet Place Part 2, A Quiet Place. Yeah, that's awesome. She's married to Krasinski. So, and I think he's directing these. Let's see, they're gonna make a third one. She is in all of these. Edge of Tomorrow 2. Really? And it's rumored that she's gonna be in it, but they're making a movie. So I think we're more focused on the movie or whatever. Josh O'Connor, let's check what he is in. Oh, he was in the whatever that one is that just came out. Oh yeah, Wake Up Dead Man, that's what he was in. Is he in? Oh yeah, he is in Challengers. Oh my. Yeah, that was him, huh? Disclosure Day, Wake Up Dead Man, The Mastermind, The History of Sound. Wow. Rebuilding, Challengers, bonus track, Lee. What did Challengers got? 7 stars. He's not bad. 7.3 stars. That's good. And then upcoming is 3 incestuous sisters, and then Jack of Spades. Awesome. We can check Colin Firth really quick, see what he is doing. Let's see. So he was in Young Sherlock, Bridget Jones, Lockerbie, Rye Lane, Empire of Light, The Staircase, Supernova, The Scarlet Garden, 1917. Got 8 stars. Wow, that's so cool. Upcoming for him is Wild Asia, Life at Extremes, Kingsman: The Blue Blood. Wow, is that another movie? Crowd of Heaven, Berlin Noir, and Bear. Let's check out Kingsman: The Blue Blood really quick. Yeah, here we go. Following the events of Kingsman: The Golden Circle, the story returns to the present day, exploring the paternal bond between Harry and Eggsy as the Kingsman organization faces new challenges. Something. We'll read that one day. Matthew Vaughn is gonna do it. Wow. Cool. Okay. Well, really awesome. Taron Egerton is gonna return, I guess. So yeah, pretty cool. I guess it's kind of slightly in early development. Wait, does it say? Oh, pre-production. Yeah, I didn't even start filming it. Wild Asia is complete though. Right, pretty awesome. We can check out some user reviews really quick. Looks like there are 260-ish reviews so far. The first one is 1 out of 10 stars. A terrible day. Well, there's a few hours of my life I'll never get back. Wow, what an extremely dissatisfying film that was. Shaky plot that's hard to get into until you realize it's just a rehash of every typical baddie versus goodie film that you've ever seen. And the 2 lead women looked identical, so I kept getting them mixed up at the beginning. What? This doesn't even sound like this movie. It is, right? What? I just don't get why the best of Hollywood coupled with millions of dollars can make such a boring film. I actually fell asleep and the main male character looked exactly like one of the baddies. Whoever the casting director was hopeless. Is this a fake review? And is this the correct movie? This doesn't sound like it's about this movie. Well, there's a few hours of my life I'll never get back. That sounds like the runtime. That matches up. What an extremely dissatisfying film that was. Shaky plot that's hard to get into until you realize it's just a rehash of every typical baddie versus goodie. What is there like in that sounds? I don't know. This sounds weird. 7 out of 10. I liked it. An interesting watch that asks some big questions about UFOs, intelligence beyond Earth, and humanity's place in the universe. It doesn't provide all the answers, but it makes you think long after the credits roll. Okay, so interesting. Emily Blunt is amazing in it, and the film is basically one big chase, which give you an end, but with a few thought-provoking questions. Definitely worth a watch, but don't expect E.T. or Close Encounters. Okay, well, there you go. Next one is 5 out of 10. Newsflash: E.T. finally makes presence known. Okay. A cybersecurity specialist and a TV weather reporter find themselves having to go on the run from a shadowy secret U.S. government organization because of something mysterious which happened to both of them when they were children. This might be spoilers, which I don't even know what. I don't know what is and isn't. You have to suspend a lot of disbelief in director Spielberg's 2.5-hour horror 2026 sci-fi film in which U.S. government's conspiracies and cover-ups of aliens, a la Roswell, are given the Spielberg treatment as they had been, to a lesser extent, in Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. He could have made a sequel called Closer Encounters of the Third Kind, or even use that name for this new movie, maybe. It's clearly a subject close to the heart of Spielberg, a long supporter of SETI, but doesn't work as well as it should have, being a curious, contrived, and at times ludicrous mix of emotional, touchy-feely, airy-fairy melodrama and X-Files style mystery thriller chase stuff, courtesy of Spielberg and David Koepp's writing, which sees O'Connor and Blunt rushing around increasingly frantically to try and avoid the men and women in black cars, led by Colin Firth. Films and literature about alien revelation have been done more effectively in works like Star Maker, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and Solaris 2001, The Sons of Easter Island, and more recently, Arrival. And the problem here is that Spielberg, a very good director at times, is perhaps too emotionally tangled up in the material to make it as effective as it could have been. He's been let loose here and is on the rampage, tying in religion, fairy tale elements, world events, and even Nixon to boot. Wow, I don't know what to say. Maybe this is Spielberg's Megalopolis. Is that a good possible review of this? This is looking to be like Spielberg's Megalopolis, right? Maybe that's a good prediction, really, honestly. Prediction review. 5 out of 10, too late for its own premise. What? Spielberg remains a master filmmaker, and there is no denying the craftsmanship on display in Disclosure Day. The visuals are elegant, the performances are strong, and Emily Blunt deserves everything she can with the material, or does everything she can with the material. Unfortunately, the film is built around a premise that no longer feels as revolutionary as it seems to think it is. You know, that's funny. This could have been done, well, it has been, honestly. Is why what I'm saying is you would compare this to War of the Worlds, right? Not kind of, very loosely, but you know what I mean. The biggest issue is timing. The idea of humanity learning that extraterrestrial life exists might have been astonishing decades ago. In 2026, however, audiences have been immersed in UFO culture, government disclosures, documentaries, podcasts, internet speculation, and sci-fi stories for years. The concept simply no longer carries a shock value necessary to sustain a 2.5-hour slow burn. What I'm thinking, the real twist is going to come up in a week or two when the real aliens make themselves known in real life, and the movie was literally a disclosure test for humanity for the aliens, right? I don't know. Ironically, this may be especially true for UFO enthusiasts. They have already spent years thinking about disclosure and imagining its implications, yet the film rarely takes the conversation anywhere unexpected. Instead, it stretches familiar ideas across an extremely long runtime, with nearly 2 hours devoted to setup before the story truly begins to move. Wow, okay, that's a strange approach. This is not a bad film. It is beautifully made, thoughtfully acted, and technically impressive, but it feels oddly disconnected from the culture moment in which it was released. The movie wants the audience to experience awe at a revelation that many people have already mentally rehearsed countless times. For a film about one of the biggest discoveries imaginable, the overwhelming feeling I left with was indifference, and that may be its greatest failure. You know, another really good film that isn't even really like this. Well, I don't even know. Well, I don't know what it is really. But it's the movie Paul, where the alien is voiced by Seth Rogen, and I think it was written by whatever his name is, who did the zombie movie, you know, the fake one, Shaun of the Dead, and Nick Frost, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They're both in it. I think they both wrote it. And that is a really, really good alien movie that does have to do with religion. They get Kristen Wiig's character, who is religious or something, I don't know. And the alien shows them all this knowledge and stuff and whatever. It's a really wild film. And they find an alien at Area 51 and the feds are after him, I think, right? Yes. Whoever that guy is from SNL, that one guy, he is like, I think the main guy. I don't know. Anyway, that is a really good film, as well as being funny and pretty entertaining, I'd say. So I think that, I don't know, that's a good alternative film. I don't know. I know War of the Worlds isn't really like that, but I'm saying that as a grand movie. I honestly think that Paul might be a better comparison, because that does deal with an alien more one-on-one and up close, you know? They literally get the alien in the RV with them, you know? And he can turn invisible, holding his breath and all this stuff. Pretty funny, honestly. And it is Seth Rogen, you know, whatever, but he does really good in that as voice acting as the alien Paul. And he really does good voice acting. It's honestly not really Seth Rogen-y. I don't know, but it's him, obviously. But it's more of a digestible version of him. And I don't know, he's doing a great voice acting thing amongst real, you know, live action, you know, characters and stuff. So it's pretty cool. That might be a better comparison than this. And it came out a long time ago, 2008? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, really weird. Next one is 6 out of 10, a bit of a misclosure day. Jesus Christ. That's a shame. Spielberg's Disclosure Day asks not whether we're alone in the universe, but rather how humanity would respond if we finally learned the answer. It's a premise brimming with potential, and in parts the film delivers on it, but for a director who practically invented the modern blockbuster, wow, that's a great thing to be tagged to your name. Potential can only carry a movie so far. Returning to the alien genre that gave us E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and War of the Worlds, exactly. Spielberg is clearly on familiar ground. You know, I also forget that he directed that. I forget that. I really do. Spielberg is clearly on familiar ground, maybe a little too familiar. Comparisons to those classics are inevitable, and Disclosure Day rarely comes out on top. Where Close Encounters felt genuinely awe-inspiring and E.T. tugged at something primal, this film too often settles for spectacle, where it should have been reaching for wonder. So cool shots of the alien mothership, right? When it should be showing more personal, emotional stuff or whatever. I don't know. Then it says, the on-paper strong cast struggled to save the film during its more sluggish middle section, which in my view is about 30 minutes too long. I'm not too sure about the casting choice of Colin Firth, or maybe it's just his character, but for some reason, said character just doesn't give main antagonist vibes. He looks awkward and not sure how to play the role. Maybe that's on purpose. John Williams' score and exceptional sound design do their usual heavy lifting, propping up moments that the script alone can't quite sustain. Yet there's nothing instantly Jurassic Park iconic about any of it. What? Okay, wow. You know, that would have been another thing that it should have done. It should have showed more, like almost kind of like Avatar, but aliens, and we see big aliens come around, and we see grand things, I don't know, whatever, like that, like the Brontosaurus shot, you know, the iconic shot, but of an alien instead, right? Or something. And then you find out they did some an in-camera trick. You didn't even use graphics. You know what I mean? And then they were like, wow, you guys did that for the movie? Or we really did that? Or like I just said, the alien, it's a real alien. You know, there was no props. They just filmed real aliens. See, so it says the film isn't bad. It's handsome. There's a well-crafted final half hour, and it's occasionally thrilling. Wow, that is wild. It's just that with Spielberg back in sci-fi mode, the bar was set at masterpiece. Yeah, I agree. I guess so. It should be grand. It should be Spielberg, you know, type of a thing. And yeah, so it's just that Spielberg, borrows that as a masterpiece. Disclosure Day lands somewhere more modest. What could have set the tone for the summer blockbuster season instead handed Nolan and the like a bit of a let-off. Not the landmark event that marketing promised. Okay, worth seeing, but lower your expectations before the lights go down. Oh my god. Or don't go see it. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be that, yeah, maybe it is bad, and you know, they're showing everything they can in the trailer because they know it's bad. Maybe that's the case. I mean, look at this again. Hold on, 80,000 likes, low dislikes on YouTube. What is going on? That is, I don't know what to say. 1 out of 10 stars. Worst B movie ever. Do not waste your money. I don't know what to say. I saw this in the cinema. I was about to leave several times. There are more holes in the plot than in Swiss cheese, and speak of cheese, the acting is unbelievably bad. I have never laughed so many times at serious scenes. I thought it was a prank at some point. How someone approved this movie and Spielberg putting his name to it, I have no idea. Just don't watch it. And that matches up to the movie we're going to check out called Don't Stop That Train. Pretty hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to skip through some of these. 3 out of 10, disappointing day. 9 out of 10, Steven Spielberg does it again. A mind-bending, highly creative sci-fi ride. At least it's not 10 out of 10. 2 out of 10, beyond disappointing. 6 out of 10, so even if they are real, why would we care? 10 out of 10, we are not alone. Oh god. 8 out of 10, Spielberg looks at the stars once again. 10 out of 10, a great film, but 2 bits of advice for viewers. Maybe we'll read this one. I saw this today and thought it was a great film. I would say I am a Spielberg fan, but frankly, when was his last great film? This is his best film for years. I have 2 bits of advice for potential viewers. First part of advice is that I saw this in IMAX, an extra £5 cost, and I have to say it did not have many scenes that amazed me, so don't bother seeing it in IMAX. Awesome. My second piece of advice is rewatch Steven Spielberg's TV series Taken. I rewatched it this week, and while it is long enough, it is a long enough series, it helped my understanding and enjoyment of Disclosure Day. They should have said that then. Everyone is saying watch Close Encounters and E.T., but I feel like Taken is a parent of Disclosure Day in terms of themes. Now, he could have had this idea writing Taken, and he expanded on that idea, and it became Disclosure Day. You know, that's possible. I won't do plot spoilers, but the film has a strong plot. Okay. I felt all the cast delivered good performances. The film is pacey. I didn't feel it dragged at any time. Of course, it is a good looking film with good sound. I recall seeing Close Encounters of the Third Kind on a huge screen in 1977. People whooped as the UFOs flew across the screen, boosted by the special surround sound system. This film didn't impress me as much as Close Encounters, but it is still a great film that is worth seeing. So get yourself along to the cinema and see this film on the big screen. I never felt Spielberg was making awful films, but this film is something of a comeback nonetheless. I will see this film again on the big screen. On the big screen. I will see the Mr. Nolan's next epic, but I feel if he keeps making the same film to some extent, but I feel he keeps making the same film. What are you talking about? Do you mean Mr. Nolan? Are you talking about Dune? I mean, whatever. What's the Odyssey. Oh, well, what? Okay, whatever. And then it's gonna give 7 out of 10 at least. I don't know what to say on that one. 8 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Garbage, dribbles, shallow. 9 out of 10, Spielberg on the ball. 10 out of 10, all would be disclosed. Spielberg is back. No one does sci-fi like him, and that's adamant with this release. A movie that asks a question that the majority of the public wants the answer to. One major critique: you may not like the third act because the answer you want may differ from mine. However, the ride feels like peak Spielberg, which led me to give such a high score. Wow, I don't know what to believe. I think it's bad. 2 out of 10, Steven, I'm sorry. Maybe it's retirement time. 5 out of 10. Oh my God, 1 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Okay, I think that's good on the IMDb reviews. Here are the Rotten Tomatoes stuff so far. 82% from the critics. Wow, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's certified fresh. Okay. So is it good or bad? Wow. Critics review, Scott Tobias, the reveal. Critics review, Scott Tobias from The Reveal, give it 4 out of 5 tomatoes, saying Spielberg can still string together bravura action pieces as few directors can, and his offhand wit is in evidence too. Amy Nicholson from LA Times gave it a splat, saying decades after Spielberg unveiled his signature shot, a face amazed at wonders we can't see, he seems wearied by his awareness that today's moment of revelation would look like a person staring down at their phone. Okay. Richard Whitaker from the Austin Chronicle gave it 4 out of 5 tomatoes, saying Spielberg's fascination is not with the possibilities of alien diplomacy. It's with our emotional possibilities as human beings, of our ability to be astonished and to let our astonishment speak to the best of ourselves. And then Frank Switek from One Guy's Opinion gave it a C splat, saying a UFO conspiracy thriller that's watchable enough, but in narrative terms feels curiously old-fashioned and derivative despite its technological flourishes. Okay. Ben Wasserman from filmforward.com gave an A- tomato, saying Disclosure Day succeeds as a sci-fi thriller about uniting a world on the edge through the most interstellar of concepts, and it serves as another reminder that no one can make emotionally stimulating popcorn flicks like Spielberg. Nicole. Mark Dusick from Mark Reviews Movies gave it 3 out of 4 tomatoes, saying the film takes us for such a dizzying ride that it almost feels useless to complain too much. And then the audience reviews, Paynar T gave it 3 stars, saying, okay, I'm not gonna read that one. Paco H gave it 4.5 stars. Oh, well, whatever. Gary M gave it 3.5 stars, saying entertaining enough, and you can definitely tell it's a Spielberg movie. Just seem to need more aliens and UFOs in it. Rich F gave it 5 stars, saying Spielberg out here doing his thing. He's not lost it. Neither has Williams and his wondrous score. Samuel G gave it 5 stars, saying, I can say that Disclosure Day was filmed at NJIT and Steven Spielberg came to AO school, 100% nostalgic. And then Leo T gave it 5 stars, saying Steven Spielberg is a GOAT indeed, and Disclosure Day proved it again. Okay, so in closing for Disclosure Day, I'm not sure what to say. Let's go down and check if there's any financial stuff down here. $115 million. Wow. So I am gonna say that, yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know what to say. I think that this might be overhyped. I don't know. Could be overhyped. I think it's gonna have some issues. I hope it's not. It looks great. I think it's way too long. 2 hours and 25 minutes. That is a long time. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it could do okay. It needs to make a lot, which couldn't. At least it's not 150. At least not 200. 115 is, well, they said 150 here. Hold on. It was 115, right? 115, right? Not 150. 115, not 150. So that's kind of interesting that it could honestly, with that, it should technically be able to do better and actually possibly, make the money back. Okay, so I'm gonna say that Disclosure Day, I am gonna say it will pop with, I'm gonna say, I don't know, I'm gonna say $70 to $80 million, This will probably be there for the full 30 days or whatever because it's Spielberg. And I think that if it does keep getting mixed reviews, it will slow down a bit and maybe end up with I don't know. Let me see, 300 worldwide. I guess, honestly, because Jurassic Park wasn't amazing, but it made a lot of money. It has a low rating, I guess, but it's entertaining, right? Whatever. And so I think that, yeah, this movie will probably be successful for what it is. And it'll probably make over 300, probably cap at 450 million. I don't know about 500 million. So we'll see. But yeah, I have a feeling, yeah, maybe 500, but definitely probably over 400 million. So I will say that Disclosure Day is gonna pop with, I'm gonna say 70 to 80 million, and it will probably hit the 115 in a week or two, and I feel like it could definitely be in the top 10, possibly top 5, and I don't know, I really do want to say second place. I don't know, that I know it's gonna be a little cocky, or specific. I guess I will say second place, if not first place.